Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Richa for all those who are new here, and if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I am standing in a washroom because I wanted to film this video, which I've been thinking for a while, contemplating for a while if I really want to do it or not. And I was like, what the heck, let's just begin. But I wanted to talk to you about a few things, and I have my notes here. There were a few things that I discovered when I moved to US, which was exactly 1 year ago. I discovered that I received some cultural shocks in US, and I was like, let's start talking about it because it's been a year and I have enough experience. So I'm gonna link all my products below, and let's get talking about the cultural shocks that we received after coming to US. The first culture shock that I received after coming to US was that there is no Cheeseburgers Pizza. I thought that Domino's, like in Domino's India, has a Cheeseburgers Pizza in US as well. I thought it's a standard, but no. They don't have a Cheeseburgers Pizza here, which makes me so sad because I love my Cheeseburgers Pizza, but they don't have it, and that's why I don't like pizzas here. So Domino's, I think one thing that if you can learn from your own company in India is doing a Cheeseburgers Pizza. Second thing that I learned, and that was a hard lesson for me, because growing up and spending like 29 years in a country, you think that most of the things are like that. And I've never been to US before I moved here actually. So I thought that the country worked very similarly to what other countries did, but that was not the case. And what I'm talking about is there is no concept of MRP. And I learned this the hard way. I'll tell you why. I went to a grocery store because I wanted to tell Rishabh and surprise Rishabh that, I can do grocery shopping on my own and you don't have to do that for me. Actually, I just wanted to surprise him because he was doing most of the work around the house and driving us and all of that, because I didn't have my license. So starting off me coming to US, I went to this grocery store that was suggested by my friends to buy some basic groceries. Few hours later, I realized when I came back that I have bought the most expensive groceries, not naming the grocery store here, but I have bought the most expensive groceries, and that sucked. And I could have bought it for lesser price, like for $1, but I bought it for $4 and $5. So no saving money, baby. But yeah, there's no concept of MRP, and that was a big shocker for me. Now, as I told you, I didn't have my license, right? So I was learning, and when I was learning, I had to learn to give a written test. I was learning to drive, and I was learning all the traffic rules because you have to give a written test here and all of that. And while I was learning, the one thing that actually, there are two things that complicated my life, and it still does. One is the left indicator. So here in US, there's a protected left, there's an unprotected left. I'm gonna insert some pictures here, and I still can't understand what is what. It is so complicated. So if there is a car in front of me, I would never pass, even if that's my right of way. And I would be like, it's okay to get honked at, then to get it incorrect and get a mark on your driver's license. But oh my god, I can't understand. It is so complicated. And the same thing is with right the same thing is with right. Again, it is complicated. Some of them are free rides, some of them are not. Even if you're standing on a ride which is not a free ride, you'll get honked at, which is stupid, but that's how it is. So it has always been a bummer. It has always been something that I've not understood, and I still don't understand, and I don't know what to do about it. But let's hope, let's pray. We are smart people that we learn it. Here's to hoping that we do. So those are traffic system. There's one more thing that bothers me so much in the traffic system rule is that two cars on opposite direction, they start together. So there are times when I can go straight and the other car can go straight. It bothered me initially so much because I was like, what if that person suddenly takes a random turn and I'm gone? We're not used to doing that in India, but thankfully no one does that. Everyone follows their own lane. But it was a very scary thing for me to start with. Ooh, this one you're gonna love. Again, growing up, we grew up with British English, and when you come here, it is USC English, which means your S and Z's are confusing. So whenever I write a document, I use the spellings that I have learned throughout my life. But then all the S and Z's need correcting because otherwise it will just keep showing me a lot of red lines. And I was making this document for someone where they corrected it, which I did not like and I did not appreciate, because I think not everyone is aware that there is an S and Z problem here. But whatever it is, that's the truth, that there's an S and Z problem, and it's not the most happy thing to do here, and it's confusing again. So I think America is confusing for me in like shutouts. But going on, airlines. Airlines, in my opinion, were like, hey, you know what, you have to go through security again because that's what happens in India. And I can't find my brush. You have to go through the whole security again, and you might always like miss your flight. Hey, good news, that's not the case here, because here you don't have to go through security again, and you can just get out of one gate, get into another if your gates are nearby. Usually if you're traveling from the same flight, your gates will be nearby, so you're sorted there. I did my eyeliner off camera because we were disturbed by Rishabh, but let's get the list going. The next thing I learned after coming here was how coffee is not coffee and just a bunch of syrups. Or wo Torani, is it Torani syrups? Yeah, it is Torani syrups, which everyone has, and mostly everyone's coffee will taste the same, which is funny, because then why do you need to go to a particular cafe and not go to, like, you can go to Starbucks or Ziggy's or anything, everything will taste the same. I think that I was like, miss my coffee. But then you learn to make your own coffee. If you're not following me on Instagram, do that, because I share a few hacks to make coffee. Yeah. Now moving on to the next one. How you move out of your country, move to a very different world here. Half of the people who have moved out of the country, they understand your pain, and remember, you're not alone. But the other half of the crowd, most of the crowd who I've met, they've not even left the country. I'm not generalizing it. There are a lot of people who have, and they've done a good job. They know the cultures and everything, but there are so many people who still haven't left the US, and they don't know what the outside world holds for them. God forbid, don't explain them where in India you are from, because most of the people don't understand. But that is something I faced in India also, when people didn't understand what Chhattisgarh is. So that's not a culture shock for me, really. That is something that I expected out of coming here. Breakfast in hotels is chargeable. Yes, my dear friend, you don't get free breakfast in hotels unless your office pays for it, like Rishabh's office does. But we did miss breakfast today morning. But breakfast in offices, breakfast in hotels are chargeable, like suitcases are, and for everything you need to pay extra money here. And taxes also are on MRP, so you pay $5 and then there's plus taxes, where in India, Europe, everywhere you go, you have pre-taxes and not post-taxes. And the last one, which is something I really liked, is interchangeable tickets for all the places that we've gone, and this carries on for Europe as well. There are interchangeable tickets that you can do. So like one RTD pass that I have is applicable for buses, trains, everything, which is easier, because in India then you need to In India, you need to buy different passes. You have to have a metro pass, you have to have a local train pass, all of those. But here, it's not the case. I am. Well, we have gone through our list. If you move to US and if there is something, or move to another country and there's something that culturally shocked you, let me know in the comments. Okay, my hair doesn't want to behave, but we have to dry it, and the whole situation is left. But if there's anything that you feel you want to talk to me about in comments, let me know, and stay tuned because we're going to Google Office, so that tour is coming soon. Hope you like this video. Like, comment, and subscribe and enjoy. Okay.